is about what is there despite the idea of the tzimtzumim. That despite all the tzimtzumim that there are, it's still the means to be able to bring down Elokus over here in this world. So that's where we're going to start now on the 10th page on the Maimer, page Chavtes, Oisvov, line 13. So he says, though we spoke about all the many different tzimtzumim, and that's the idea of Ein Sof L'Mayla, Mayla Din Ketz, etc. So it's not a matter of lack or deficiency. It doesn't mean that tzimtzum is a negative thing, but rather that in and through the tzimtzum specifically becomes the drawing down of Hashem's very essence down here below. That is what ensures that Hashem's essence comes down here. Like the Rebbe Marash explains in the Maimer titled Hashem, all matters in this world. It's not it's not a magic trick. It's not an illusion. It's actually took place. Rather, they are true existence, which of course, like it says, that at the beginning, Hashem created the heavens and the earth. That means that there is a heavens and the earth that Torah's Emes says was created. Just looking at it from the perspective of Tzimtzum. So perhaps someone can convince themselves that's really an illusion, that the entire creation is really an illusion. Avala emisi, but in truth it is that the existence of everything is the true existence, meaning who is like you amongst the mighty ones, Havayim, the Ein Oid Movadoi. The fact is that there's nothing besides Hashem. Because there's nothing besides Hashem, so even in this world, everything is part of Hashem, and it's a real existence. But this, the Rebbe Marash explains in the previously pointed out Maimer. Also in this low world, that was created through many constrictions, is found Hashem's very essence and being. Like it's brought down in the Maimer in Torah Oyer, the Alter Rebbe, in the Maimer titled Paschal Yom, the Ma'ir, the luminary, the source of the light, that's revealed. It's the Tzimtzumim and the constrictions and concealments are only in the Oyer, not in the Ma'ir. It's only in the over there. It's also Tzimtzum Lav Kepshute, but even the perceived Tzimtzumim is only in the Oyer, but not the luminary, the source of the Oyer. Where do we see that the luminary is revealed? Therefore, even children know that there is a God that exists. Where does that come to that? Because it's not a matter of revelation and understanding, but rather it's an idea of Hashem's very presence that manifests itself all over. That's the idea that Hashem's name is said in everybody's mouth. People say Baruch Hashem and so on, without thought. That is an indication of the ma'ir, of the luminary being present. Like explained at a greater length in the Mamorim the Rebbe Rashab, and the Mamorim of my father-in-law, the Friedrich Rebbe, top of the last page, page Lamed. The revelation of Hashem's very essence is in this low world. That's where we find Hashem's essence. The Ma'ir is something that even the children are aware. Everybody says about the Ma'ir and so on. This is also what Alter Rebbe explained about what Chazal say on the pasuk. Who is like Hashem our God in all who call to Him? So the Chazal say, what's the emphasis in all who call to Him? a love a loyal midoisov. Now, when they call to Hashem, they call to Him Himself, not to His attributes. They do not daven to the Hashem's midas hachesed and so on. The intention when it says b'chol kareinu love means to Hashem's very essence. The intention of the minor ones and the Amei Haaretz and women in their davening, they don't learn. What we're talking here is about people that are not necessarily familiar with all types of Kabbalah concepts. They know simple. They daven without any type of pilpulim, if you will. They know that Tzmusi is Baruch Hashem's very essence. Okay, Maimer, like the statement of someone that said, Ani mispal dasa tinek. How do I daven? I daven like a child. The child doesn't know of any midas, he doesn't know of spheres, he doesn't know of Kabbalah. I daven like a child davens. I'm davening to Hashem. The davening of a child is to Hashem's very essence. A love to Him and not to His attributes. Love in such a way that in all who call to Him, what's the significance of the term calling? Like it's brought down in Tanya, like a son that calls to his father. What happens when a son calls to his father? That is evokes and draws down the closeness, and that the fact that a person turns to, that the father turns to him, even more so, like a person that calls to his fellow, that by calling the person, that causes that the person, whoever he is, will leave whatever they're doing and turn to the person that's calling to them. Most probably the Yesod al Kain is that a father turns to their son, that there's a natural connection between them. So we don't see the power of calling. That another person turns to someone else. So here we see an even greater power of the concept of calling, that even though he doesn't have the connection of a father and a son, still in all, when you call him, he turns to you. According to everything we mentioned before, be understood the content of the idea of our actions and service. In the generation of the heels of Mashiach, it's Davka being in this time that darkness covers the earth, it's in a total state of tzimtzum. In that darkness, in that complete tzimtzum, we draw down the main shechina down here below. Not just the regular level of shechina, the level that's the primary, the core, the source of the shechina. Musi is Baruch Hashem's very essence. Be not feel like we mentioned earlier concerning davening. And they love a little midos of it in such a way to Him and not to His attributes. It feels satinical atzmas, like the davening of a child to Hashem's very essence. This concept is like essentially the Rebbe explained in the first mimer that Rebbe in Tafshin Yud Aleph, 1951, that there is all the multiple levels of Shechina, and by saying Iker Shechina, we're going to the topmost level. So it's not Shechina the way it's Malchus Datzilus, and it's not Shechina the way it's Malchus Dein Sof, but it's higher and higher, the most highest levels. Especially what is saying, especially when we do our void in a way of our actions and our service. So the word Maisa has in it another connotation as well. Maasa, Meloshim, Me'asin al tzedakah. Chazal used the term Me'asin as an idea of coercing, forcing, that we force a person to give tzedakah. So when a person does Ma'asenu, in a way of coercing themselves, the idea of sublimating and subjugating the klippa, like it's explained in many Amorach Siddur. And that's Ma'asenu. Va'avoida, what's the idea of avoida seinu? Va'avoida meloshen ibud oiris, that's the idea of working hides, remanufacturing, and that's a lot of labor-intensive type of work to change hides into parchment. So that's also in a similar vein. in the high days of Boim Lagili Iker Shechina Lamata. Through that we come to have the revelation of the primary Shechina down here below. Through the complete and the true and complete redemption from Mashiach Tzidkenu, speedily in our days, mamash.